welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video. It is going to be a long overdue empties video. I've already taken all of the things out of my trash can, so it's already empty, and I'm just going to fill it back up so that I can then just walk these things down to actually go to recycling or to the trash. But I have a ton of products to share with you guys today that I have not even recently used up. I can't remember when I posted my last empties video, but it's been a while. I have body care, tanning products, skincare, hair care, and 3 fragrances to share with you guys today. I do reserve my makeup empties for my makeup rehab update, so if you guys are interested in seeing any of my recent makeup empties, I will leave that playlist link down below for you to go check out. But if you're interested in seeing the products that I've recently used up, as well as my mini reviews on them, would I repurchase, would I not recommend, whatever it might be, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project painting content, or you just like to chit chat about makeup, I would love if you'd consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. Okay, where do we want to start? Should we start maybe with tanning products, because that I have the fewest of? So I have 2 tanning products that I finished up. One is from B Tan. This is the Tanned AF Tanning Mousse. I have a second bottle of this. I picked this up, I think, off of Amazon, but I want to say you can also pick this up at Walmart, on the Walmart website, something like that. And it is relatively inexpensive, especially for a tanning product. I want to say it's 15 bucks or maybe $14.99 for the mousse. It is the darkest. They have different shades. I have the 1 hour self tanning mousse, and I actually really enjoy this. I think this is a really good product, especially if you prefer a tanning mousse to a tanning water. I personally prefer a tanning water. However, if I want a darker tan, I have been opting for this. And I usually just let mine like stay on overnight. I would say like the 1 hour claim, I don't necessarily agree with. You're not gonna get a super dark tan if you just put this on and shower it off an hour later. So I let mine sit overnight, and sometimes I'll do like 2 layers. Like I'll put a layer of this on, and then I'll let my skin like set or dry down for a good like 15 minutes, and then I'll put another layer on, and then I get a super dark tan, and I really enjoy it. I noticed that it's not like patchy. It doesn't make my skin look like scaly or dry like I've gotten with some other tanning products, and I think it's really nice, especially for the cost. This is definitely something I will repurchase when I finish my next bottle of that. And then I did finish up another Isle of Paradise dark self tanning water. This is just the refillable pouch. I always just buy the refillable pouch and then put it into my like bottle that I purchased that I've had for a while. Isle of Paradise is probably my favorite tanning company or tanning product that I personally have tried, and I just recently repurchased the medium instead of the dark, because we're gonna scale it back and not be quite as tan through the cold Minnesota winters, so it doesn't look quite as unnatural. But I have been using Isle of Paradise tanning water for years now. I continue to repurchase, continue to recommend, and continue to rave about, so definitely a repurchase in my opinion. I did just want to quickly mention this candle. So I finished burning this. This is from Bossy Pants, and this was sent to me by them through Octoly in exchange for my review, and I am very interested in purchasing more candles from them. First of all, the burn time on this lasted so long. Like I would burn this for a good like 8 hours at a time, and this lasted me like weeks, like longer than many of the other candles that I burn. And it also had a really good scent throw in my opinion. I would burn this up in my office up here, and I felt like it would fill the entire upper like floor of my house. So this was the Spooky Bitch, 100% bitch, now 50% spookier. 100% that bitch, now 50% spookier. That's hilarious. This is the Mulled Apple Cider fragrance. I really enjoyed this, especially for the fall time, and I will be really interested to see what their holiday scents are like. And I do plan to place an order with them. All right, next up we can move into body care. I do have 3 like shower gels or like bath soaps. My brain never works anymore. I enjoyed all 3 of these actually. So up first I have the Olay Ultra Moisture Coconut Oil Ultra Hydrant shower gel, and I use this as my bubble bath. I would say it suds, but not like super sudsy, like not a super bubbly bath, which is totally fine with me. But I did really enjoy this because it did feel super hydrating. I love a scalding hot bath, so anything that can add a little extra hydration to my bath is always good. And I personally love coconut scented things, so I loved the scent of this. I have a second jar or tub bottle of that currently going And that's something I would continue to repurchase. I just get mine at Target. I also this summer was using the Vita Bath Coconut and White Tea Bubble Bath. Again, I wouldn't say it's like the most bubbly, sudsy bubble bath ever, but it did the job. I enjoyed this scent, especially for the summertime. I wouldn't purchase this scent for like the fall or winter time, I don't think, but I would be interested in purchasing from this brand again, because I want to say the 33.8 fluid ounce jar of this was like possibly $8.99. It was a really good value, so that I also would repurchase. And then from Target, from the Up and Up brand, I went through the Skin Calming Body Wash. It says compared to Aveeno Skin Body Relief Body Wash. This was nice. I did really enjoy this, but I personally probably would continue to repurchase the Olay one, just because I find that one to be just a little bit more hydrating. So this one I don't think I would repurchase, but honestly, like, bubble bath is kind of bubble bath to me, or shower gel is kind of shower gel to me. I'm not super picky about those products. And then speaking of bath products, I also have a couple of Epsom salts. So again, from the Up and Up brand, this is the Relaxing Coconut Oil. Again, I love coconut scented things. This one is really heavily fragranced, so if you don't like the scent of like a sweet coconut, you probably wouldn't like this. I personally did, and I'm already going through another bag of those. And then I also have from Dr. Teal's the Glow Radiance Vitamin C bath salts, which I also really enjoyed. This has a super fresh scent. I'm a nighttime bather, so this was like more of a morning scent, but it didn't like deter me from using this in the evening time, and I did enjoy the scent as well, and I would repurchase this as well. All right, a few more body care items. I did use up the Trader Joe's 100% pure jojoba oil. I would use this after my baths just to add moisture and hydration to my skin. Super moisturizing, super nourishing. I personally prefer the one I'm using right now from Palmer's. It's like a hemp oil, which I have really been enjoying, but it was $6.99, I want to say, for the 4 fluid ounces of this, and I felt like it lasted me a while because it was so hydrating. So I think it's a good value, and I would recommend this if you like a super nourishing oil for your body. I finished up one of the Tropic Glow Firming Whipped Shea Body Butter from the Tree Hut. This is the product that was supposed to be the dupe for the Boom Boom Cream. This was fine. Definitely better for the summer because it was a whipped texture and it wasn't as hydrating as like a thick, creamy body butter. And I personally prefer the Boom Boom Cream scent. I think that there is a pretty significant difference in my opinion. So this specific scent isn't one that I would repurchase, but I have really been enjoying Tree Hut products. So speaking of Tree Hut products, I did finish up the Shea Sugar Scrub in Coconut Lime. I used up a couple of jars of this scent this summer. I really enjoyed the scent. I really enjoy this product from the Tree Hut. I have a different scent that I'm currently using up, but they're Shea Sugar Scrubs. I'm a huge fan of and will continue to repurchase. I think they're a great, more affordable option for a body scrub. So huge fan of that. And then from KHUS plus KHUS, I don't know how you pronounce that brand. My sister gave this to me. It is the Raza Restorative Potion, and it's Reishi, Chaga, CBD, Yuzu, Squalane, Hemp, Prickly Pear Butter. So this was, I love the scent of this. It has a CBD scent, but like a calming CBD scent. I think this is super expensive. I'm not sure the price. I probably wouldn't repurchase this if it's really expensive, but I did really love this. Again, really sticky and kind of like not the most pleasant to put on in terms of like, it was very sticky, and like even it took a long time to set in. And even when I would put like my pajamas on after that, like my pajamas would kind of stick to my skin, which I know is not for everyone, but I grew to kind of like enjoy using this in my nighttime routine and just like got excited for that sticky feeling because I knew my body was just soaking in all of the moisture. So I actually really enjoyed this. I'm not 100% sure on the cost of this, but it is something that I would consider repurchasing. Like, I really like the product, but if it's like 80 bucks for this, I would say no. All right, we can move to hair next because I don't have that many products for hair. From Briogeo, I used up their Banana Coconut Nourishing Conditioner. One of my favorite products, one of my favorite hair products. I really enjoy the banana line from banana and coconut line from Briogeo, and I do plan to pick up the duo set during the Sephora VIB sale, so that will be a repurchase for me. This is also a repurchase for me. I've gone through a couple of tubes of this, spray bottles of this. It's the Living Proof Full Dry Volume Blast. If you're looking for a good dry texture spray, I think this is a really nice one. I think it does a really nice job, even with my thick, heavy hair, of adding good texture and volume to it. So that's something that I will continue to repurchase as well. I am interested in trying the Moroccan oil one, just to kind of see how the two compare, but I love the Living Proof one. And like I said, I've purchased multiple bottles of that in the past. And then from Monday, this was their moisture conditioner. Wasn't a huge fan of this. This was just an okay product. It was newer to Target this year, so I just wanted to give it a try. It isn't something I personally will be repurchasing. But yeah, those are kind of my just brief thoughts on that. Also from Briogeo, I finished up the Be Gentle, Be Kind Avocado Kiwi Mega Hair Mask. This was just a little sample that came with the duo when I purchased the Banana Coconut shampoo and conditioner. I've used up a full size of the tub of this before, and I did enjoy it. For me personally, I prefer the Briogeo honey hair mask, like the honey bear that they come out with every year. And I find that the Banana Coconut conditioner does enough for me that I don't need to supplement with this, but I still think that this is a good product. It's super rich and super like ultra hydrating. So if you have thin hair, I don't know if it would be for you, but if you have thick hair, I think you would enjoy this. And then the final hair care product that I finished up is this one from Olaplex. It was their number 8 Bond Moisture Intense Mask. For me, I just prefer the number 3. I think it does more for me and my hair and my damage, and just making my hair feel stronger, more strengthened. That would be stronger. Smoother, etc. Like, I don't know. There was just I was really expecting to like this more than the number 3, but I just was not that impressed by the number 8. I think the number 3 does just as much, if not more, than the number 8. So for me personally, I'll go with the number 3 in the future. I have a couple of fragrances I've recently finished off to talk about before we get into skincare to wrap it up. From Way, I tried this summer and I wasn't a huge fan of this. This was the North Bondi fragrance, and honestly, it's been so long since I finished this up, I don't even really remember what that smelled like. I also tried this one from Valentino. This was the... I honestly don't know. This one was good, but not something I loved enough to purchase in the full size. And I'm sorry that I don't even have the name of it. Perhaps I'll pop it on screen for you. I love the packaging of this. I think the packaging is super cute. And you can actually, like pull this out, which eventually I will do. And I could reuse the Valentino thing, even on my non-Valentino, there we go. Even on my non-Valentino fragrances. Oh, here we go. The Voce Viva fragrance. It was good, I liked it, but it just didn't turn into like a favorite where I would want the full size of this. I would rather just keep testing other fragrances rather than repurchase this one. And then also I finished up this full size MAC fragrance. This was the Velvet Teddy. I think I probably will purchase this again. It smells like vanilla and tobacco. It is relatively more expensive, but I do really enjoy this one for the fall time. It is like a heavier scent, but I do love this one. I used this for the last 2 like fall winters, and I already kind of miss having this in my collection. It's supposed to be a dupe for one of the Tom Ford fragrances, but I can't remember which one off the top of my head. But I do think I will end up repurchasing this one probably in the next couple of weeks here as we get closer and closer to like the winter time. This is like my winter scent. I usually like swap this out with By the Fireside. By the Fireside has been like my signature fall scent, and then in the winter I'll usually switch between By the Fireside, by Replica by the way, and Velvet Teddy from MAC. But if you guys have any good winter fragrance recommendations, I would love to know. I've been getting into testing different fragrances, and I would love your fragrance recommendations if you have any. All right, then we will wrap it up with skincare. I have some treatment pads that I have recently used up. So from Tula, I have these in every Empties video. I still have many more to get through before I'm finally done with these. Not something I would repurchase in the future, just because I feel like I don't need a one-time reusable pad, and these are really expensive, but I do think they're really nice. I have purchased like 4 total boxes in my lifetime of the Tula Duo Phase treatment pads. They make my skin feel super soft and like exfoliated, but I am just currently trying to like finish mine off and just be done with these, because they are kind of annoying just that they are a single treatment, like single use treatment pad. And then from Dr. Dennis Gross, I've been testing out the Advanced Retinol Overnight Texture Renewal Peel. I've also really been enjoying these, but again, because they are a single-use treatment pad, I just don't feel like they are cost-effective or good for the environment, so not something I personally would repurchase. I think there are plenty of different serums that do the same thing out there, including one that I'm trying currently from Dr. Dennis Gross that I will use rather than just using the single-use treatment pads. I have 3 ordinary products that I have finished up, one of them being the Argireline solution. I already have a replacement of this. This is something I've already used like 3 or 4 bottles up of and will continue to repurchase and use that product. I love it. I use it every single day, usually just in the morning, sometimes morning and night, but it's really just supposed to help almost be like Botox in a bottle if you use it every single day, where it just like makes your lines less significant, and I truly do feel like it makes a huge difference. I also finished up the hyaluronic acid 2% plus B5. This is probably my 3rd or 4th jar of this as well, but I don't think I'll repurchase this just because I have other hyaluronic acids that I'm trying to get through, and then I don't feel like I want just like a standalone hyaluronic acid product in my skincare routine. I just don't feel like I necessarily need it. I don't feel like it does enough for my skin. I don't think it benefits my skin enough anymore, and I will not repurchase that in the future. I still think it's a nice product, especially if you want a standalone hyaluronic acid type of product at a really good cost. I think the ordinary one is really good. I just personally don't feel like I need it in my skincare routine going forward. And then I also finished up the 100% plant-derived squalane, which I did enjoy. Would potentially repurchase this, but I'm just trying to like pare down my skincare routine and make it as few steps as possible. So the more products I can get like multiple in rather than just like a squalane oil. Like if I can get squalane oil in other products where it's like a complex product, if you will, I'd rather just purchase those in the future. I've been really honing in on my skincare collection and trying to get through my skincare collection, not have as many backups, not have as many like masks that I feel like I'm just like using to use. So I do have some masks that I finished up. From First Aid Beauty, I finished up the Ultra Repair Instant Oatmeal Mask. This is a really nice, gentle, hydrating mask, and when I get through more masks in my collection, this is one I actually would consider repurchasing, just because I do feel like it makes a really big difference when my skin is feeling really dry and parched. It makes my skin feel a lot more hydrated, and it's still very gentle. I prefer this one to the Pharmacy like honey moisture mask. I feel like this one's better personally for my skin, so definitely something I would be interested in purchasing in the future. I love First Aid Beauty skincare in general. From Avant, this is their, oh, this is an eye cream. And I don't even know really anything about this brand. I'm sure I got this in a BoxyCharm, so I won't really speak too much on that. From Fresh, I finished up the Rose Face Mask. This is infused with real rose petals, and it's supposed to hydrate and tone. Again, I prefer the First Aid Beauty Instant Oatmeal Mask if I'm looking for a hydrating mask. I still felt like this one was nice, but nothing special, and Fresh is, you know, more expensive. I do love their Deep Hydration Toner, so if you're looking for a hydrating toner, would recommend that, but I don't see myself purchasing the mask in a full size. And then I did, mine's like all rolled up, but I did finally finish up my Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask. I just had the little mini. I haven't obviously done much traveling in the last 2 years, but if I were to start traveling a significant amount again, this is something I would consider purchasing just to have with me. I would purchase it in this small size just to have with me to put on when I'm going like on an airplane or a long road trip, because I do feel like this does a really nice job of making my skin feel very hydrated. I personally like this. I know this is kind of polarizing. You either love it or you hate it. I do enjoy it, but I don't feel the instant need to go out and repurchase this, just because when I'm at home, it's not like a hydrating mask I think to put on in the evening time, but if I'm going on like a long road trip, I would bring this in the car or again like on an airplane. So it just depends how much traveling I do in the future. And then finally from Biossance, I have their Squalane and Lactic Acid Resurfacing Night Serum. Sorry, this isn't a mask, it's a night serum. I really enjoyed this. I thought this was super nice, very gentle for a resurfacing night serum. There's a couple others that I'm currently testing out, trying to get through, but this is something I definitely would come back to. I personally love Biossance as a skincare brand. I would say Biossance and First Aid Beauty are my top 2 skincare brands. So I think this is nice, again, if you have sensitive skin as well that can get like super dry and flaky with products like this, this is a really nice gentle option for you that I would recommend. All right, and then I just have a few more products to wrap it up with. From Josie Mayron, I finished up the Argan exfoliating cleansing powder. Would not repurchase. I think a cleansing powder is just like annoying and a hassle. And this is so old. I ended up using this as a body exfoliator to finish using that up. I do have two like makeup melting products from Cora Organics. This is their Milky Mushroom Gentle Cleansing Oil. I didn't love this. I didn't think this was a great product. I personally prefer a cleansing balm over like a cleansing oil, so not something I would repurchase. And this is more expensive. And I believe Clean Beauty is or like organic, so it does have a shorter shelf life. From Milani, I finished up the Green Goddess Makeup Melter, which I actually really enjoyed. I think is a really good, less expensive alternative to a lot of higher end cleansing oils. I really like the Clinique cleansing oil. There's a lot of like higher end cleansing oils that I really like, but sometimes it's hard to like bite the bullet of like $25, $35 for a cleansing oil that like is just the first step in your cleansing routine. So for either $9.99 or $10.99, this one lasted me a good amount of time. And I thought that this was really nice, really good for travel as well. And I would recommend this one. This is something I would repurchase as well. But I have so many cleansing oils currently to get through that I won't be repurchasing it for a while. From Kinship, these were their Insta Swipe Lemon Honey AHA pads. I'm sure I got these, this may have come from my sister, but some sort of like subscription box, whatever it might be. I do not really enjoy these like padded products where you're like, I'd rather just like pick my toner out, do the extra step of like putting my toner on either with my hands or with like a towel or whatever. I don't know. I just have not been ever really been a fan of these like padded products where it's like you reach in, you're at whatever. I have no thoughts on this, wouldn't repurchase. Okay, I just have a few products left to finish up. Up first, I have two moisturizers. Up first, I have this one from Versed. This is the Skin Soak Rich Moisture Cream. I purchased this at Target for $19.99. You do only get 1.5 fluid ounces in this, which I feel like is less. Maybe I'm wrong. What does this one have? 1.7. I feel like 1.7 is standard for a moisturizer. $19.99. This was a really rich moisturizer, but I feel like I went through this faster than I normally would other moisturizers. So I don't necessarily know that I loved this enough to repurchase it. I'm currently using up a deluxe size sample. Well, I have a lot of moisturizers open, but I'm using up a deluxe size sample. I'm distracted by how my lips need more lip gloss. A deluxe size sample of the Elemis Marine moisturizer, which I forgot how much I freaking love that moisturizer, so I might just I don't think this will be a repurchase. I could see what, like, it was a nice product, but for me it didn't turn into a staple favorite that I'll be repurchasing. And then I also finished up the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Barrier Air Cream. This is a really interesting moisturizer in that it, like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it like is kind of like bubbly like air, and like you'll use it and then it like bubbles more. It's really hard to explain. It's a really interesting texture, but I felt like it was really nice and hydrating still. Based on the texture of it, I wasn't thinking it would be as nourishing or hydrating as it was. Still didn't turn into a favorite as either. Like, it was a good product, but it didn't turn into like I need to repurchase this kind of a product. But I still think, like, if you're really interested in this, I would say like go for it, try it. But for me, there's others that I prefer. And then the final empty that I have is a cleanser. This one is from Indie Lee. It's the Brightening Cleanser. My sister ended up giving this to me because she didn't love this, and I loved this. This might be my new favorite go-to morning cleanser. I do have quite a few cleansers currently in my collection to get through, so I'm not going to immediately go out and repurchase this because I don't want to be wasteful. I don't want to have a ton of products on backup, but if I get through my cleanser collection, this would be one of the first, it would for sure be the first that I would go out and repurchase for my morning time cleanser. I possibly like this even more than the Tatcha Deep Cleanse Cleanser. I don't know what it is about this. It's super gentle. I don't necessarily know that I feel like it's like a brightening cleanser, but I just feel like my skin loved this, and this is definitely, I would recommend this, especially if you have dry, sensitive skin. I thought this was really nice. Something I do plan to repurchase and pick up in the future. But after that, that is going to wrap up all of the empties that I have recently within the last couple of months finished off. I would love to know what products you've recently finished up, maybe some favorites, things you wouldn't recommend, yeah, things you would not recommend, like you used up and you wouldn't recommend them. Let us know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.